Hello guys, it's Ryan the Scientist Smith here. I'm just tattooing live from No Regret Studios, which is my base in the UK. Today I'm working on a freehand leg piece. I started this yesterday, been working on it, and today we're going to finish it up. So if you want to have a little look at what we're doing. Feel free to ask any questions or anything. Hazel's here, she'll see your messages, and I'll try and answer as many as I can. Doing pretty much all of this freehand, straight out of the head as I go. Developed the idea we wanted to use yesterday, and yeah, it's basically been going for it since. It's been a little while since I've been live. I've been very busy the last couple of months, but from next week you should start seeing me go live a lot more again. So been doing a bit of touring and sorting a lot of projects out I've got coming on later on this year. So if you're watching live, why don't you tell us where you're watching from?
Where it says mint.
Thank you very much.
And Gilbert asks how many hours going at the moment?
Probably did about, I think 6 hours yesterday, and today we're on about another 6, something like that I think. So not too long really.
And she says beautiful colours.
Thank you very much. It's a bit of a mixture of my old style and my new. I'm using the new style, sort of realism flowers that I do, and twinning it up with all the old sort of abstract watercolour work, which I used to do a lot of this sort of stuff. Look like this, sort of 2-3 years ago.
Jeff says beautiful work, loves the colours. Julianne says it's very pretty.
Thank you very much.
Sam says it's beautiful.
I really enjoy doing pieces like this. I haven't done much of this sort of stuff for a while, but I do really enjoy it. It's nice because you get a good chance to be really creative with it. I've always liked work where you can work freehand and really get out with your artistic ideas from your head when you work freehand, I think. I used to do a lot of this stuff. I used to really enjoy it. I'm always up for doing more as well.
Maya says gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Brett says beautiful.
Well, you'll tell us where you're all watching from. It'd be quite interesting to see who's watching us right now.
We've got people from Louisiana, got people from America.
Yeah, nice.
Lots of love for this colour. Would you say this is like a trademark, this kind of colour you use?
Yeah, probably, yeah. I'd say. It's just, for tattooing, they're my favourite colours to use. I just really, really enjoy using them. But I like all colour work really, it doesn't matter what colours, but a lot of my clients come in and ask for the colours that I like to do, so it's really cool. And when the clients say free reign, I quite often head down this route, just because I love doing these colours so much. I think they really pop off the skin, I think they look really nice.
Got Stephanie tuning in from Minnesota, Lisa from Houston,
Whee.
Tasha from Canada.
Hello everybody.
Got from New York, Tennessee.
Yeah.
You going to visit America anytime soon?
I want to. I wanted to come this year, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get the chance to now, because I've just got so many big projects coming up over this way in Europe this year. But one place I'm definitely looking at going to, which isn't the US, but it's very close, is the Bahamas. I'm looking at going to the Bahamas in October, sort of November time.
Are you tattooing or sunbathing?
Well, a bit of both actually. I'm going to go and do a guest spot over there at a French studio, and I'm going to be doing a show there as well, and I'll be taking a little bit of holiday time. So if anyone from the US does want to get tattooed by me, and isn't prepared to come over to Europe, then that's probably going to be your best shout this year, if I'm honest. Next year I'm going to try and make time to get out that way no matter what. Fortunately, visas aren't always that easy to get. I mean, if I could get a visa tomorrow, I'd be there tomorrow, but not that easy for us guys over here.
Mark says looks great.
Cheers, Mark.
Cheryl says beautiful piece.
Thank you very much. So any of you watching, if you could have a piece like this, whereabouts on your body would you have it?
Jennifer says you're incredible, Ryan.
Well, thank you very much.
I've got a question that says a lot of great artists started at home. Did you start at home? How did you kind of get into this?
I started in a shop. I think it's the best place to start because you're working with professionals straight away. I think when you try and work from home, you're trying to teach yourself in a subject you know nothing about, and you'll just make the same mistakes over and over again, and you haven't got anyone there to tell you otherwise. So I'd always say it's better to go and start tattooing in a shop. I mean, it took me 12 years to finally get my chance to get into a tattoo shop from when I wanted to start tattooing. But, you know, I stayed patient, eventually got the opportunity, and haven't looked back since.
We've got guys here saying they want to get their thighs done, chest.
Yeah.
Do some bigger pieces there.
Yeah, always looking for big pieces. I love big pieces, me. Any of you who are familiar with my work, you probably know I like doing really big pieces.
Anthony says incredible talent.
Thank you very much. For anyone who's wondering, because I quite often get asked it when I'm going live, I'm using the Cheyenne pen tattoo machine here. The inks I'm using are world famous. Two of the most common questions I get asked when I'm tattooing live.
Much love from Puerto Rico.
Hello, Puerto Rico.
Aaron says, how do you start in a shop if you know no one and nothing?
It's just a case of getting up there with your portfolio and showing them that you know what you're doing and you're keen, and you're ready to learn. You just walk in and show a couple of pictures and walk out with no effort, nobody's going to be interested in you. You know, you've got to show them passion, some commitment. If a shop says no, keep going back. Obviously you don't want to piss them off, but you know, you just show that you're really interested. I mean, that's the biggest thing. If I was going to take on an apprentice, I would probably go more for drive and probably go more for drive than a lot if I was to choose an apprentice, because I think it means a lot. You can be the best artist in the world, but if you've got no drive behind you, you know, you're not going to be as successful as you want to be. And those people quite often turn out to be those people who expect it to fall on their lap. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen in life very often.
Absolutely. Anthony says a big shout out to a bearded brother.
Whee! Yeah, I decided to grow it back this year. I kind of missed it a bit last year.
And we've had a few more comments asking where you're based.
I'm based at No Regrets Tattoo Studios, or NR Studios, which is in England. My main base down here is the Exeter branch. We have a few branches, but I'll also be come this summer, I'll be starting to work out of London as well, in a new branch that we're opening up. I'm always out and about around shows around Europe and stuff.
Where's your next show?
My next show is the Big North in Newcastle in England. Even though I live in England, I don't often do a lot of shows over here. But this summer I'm doing a couple of them in a row. A few of them in a row over here in the UK. I'm doing Newcastle, the Big North show, and then the next week I'm doing the fantastic Liverpool tattoo show. which is one of my absolute favourite tattoo shows over this way. Now doing another great one is the Northern Ireland Belfast Convention. That's a couple of weeks after Liverpool. But first off, you can find me in Berlin in a couple of weeks. I'll be guesting with my friend David with Neon Judas. So I've got a busy summer. I'm all over the place in Europe. You can find me in Taiwan as well.
Carson asked, how old were you when you started tattooing?
I was 32 when I started tattooing.
Do you feel like that's a personal question?
Yeah, which you know, just goes to show that it's not all about age. You don't have to be young to change your career and make different moves in your life. You know, there's no age limit on this sort of stuff. I know quite a few absolutely fantastic tattoo artists who started quite late 30s, some of them even their 40s. And some of the best guys in the world.
Had a few more comments asking how long this piece has taken. How many hours are we?
Yeah, we're about 12 hours, something like this on this piece. We started yesterday. Took a little while to get going because obviously we've got to design it and it's all freehand. So we spent a little while, a few hours organising the design and getting it drawn on and stuff yesterday. Did about 6 hours tattooing yesterday. We're on about the 6 hour point now for today as well. We've got a little bit longer on this one yet to go yet though.
How much longer do you reckon?
I reckon we're probably looking at, depending what I do with the roses next, quite like the way they look without any of the whitening which I normally put in, so I'm still umming and ahhing on whether I want to put that in or not. But between an hour and 3, depending what I do next, I think. But I'll make sure I get a finished little video up of it on the page later.
A lot of comments saying how beautiful it is.
Thank you very much everybody. Glad you like what I do.
And someone's asked if you use numbing cream for this.
No. No, I try never to use numbing cream on my clients. Reason is I think once you've hit it with the numbing stuff it can change the texture of the skin sometimes. I do occasionally use it if I have to, but I do try to stay away from it. If I do use it, I use Hustle Helper from Hustle Butter. It's a really good one. I try my best not to use it though. Tell people to man up.
Serena says great work, Connie says beautiful, Tina loves it.
Thank you very much. Like I say, it's a bit different to my usual style. For any of you who already know what I normally do, my ornamental work, to see the difference, but it's a combination of the roses I do now and the old watercolour abstract stuff I used to do a lot of about 2-3 years ago.
So you're keen to do more kind of pieces like this?
Yeah, I'm definitely up for doing more pieces like this. Full back piece or something, or something joining from limb to limb would be nice. Always up for taking on new stuff. I mean, in fact, this year I've started showing a lot more of the work that I do to people. The last year or so I've only really been showing the ornamental, even though I do a lot of other sort of work. But you'll see some like big black and grey back pieces popping up soon as I'm getting close to finishing them. I mean, I kind of do all sorts of styles really. Black and grey, a bit Japanese, some biomechanical work, straight colour. I kind of do everything really. Mixing it up a little bit this year. Doing a few collaborations this year as well, which is really cool. I really enjoy doing those. Got a couple coming up with Jay Freestyle, Liz Venom, Jenna Kerr, I've got a big collaboration project starting this summer, which I'll be speaking about more soon. Should be a very interesting project, both ourselves as artists and also the clients. I'll be speaking more about that very soon.
A few people have asked what you're wiping down with.
Just a tissue with some water on. I don't worry too much about a lot of the chemical stuff when I'm doing my freehand work, because I just find it can take off my Sharpie and stuff far too quick. Right now it's not much of an issue because I'm just kind of running freehand with no stencil here or anything, but you know, certainly when I start the piece.
Mama says it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Lewis says he's loving this.
If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them. Hazel's here with me. She's trying to see and answer as many as she can.
Lots of people asking how long it's taking. About 12 hours in at the moment,
Yeah,
is that
about
right?
12 hours in we are, yeah. Not all one day, we started yesterday.
Lauren says, whereabouts in Exeter are you?
I'm at NR Studio. That's down on South Street.
Barbara says it's beautiful. David says really smart.
Thanks, guys.
Michael says awesome detail and colours. Michael would love to have this tat done. I've got a question that says, do you work with old school tattoos?
Do you mean traditional style, or
I imagine.
do you mean do I use coils machines? Because I definitely don't use coils machines. Traditional work, I don't do too much of it. You might see elements of it in my normal work here and there, but I don't do too much of it. Mainly because the people around me tattoo it, so I don't really kind of need to do that.
A few people have asked about if there's a meaning behind this tattoo.
No meaning. It's more about artwork. For me personally, as a tattooist, I kind of try and stay away from meaning tattoos. I mean, I also say to my clients, if you try and consider that the artwork itself is the meaning, as opposed to having a blatant meaning, it's a lot more what tattoos are about nowadays, I think, personally. I think back in the day, when I used to get a lot of tattoos, sort of 15, 20 years ago, you know, it was very much about the meanings of tattoos and stuff then. But nowadays, I think it's a lot more about considering the actual piece of art itself. The reason I say this, and I always like to give my reasons behind things, is that when someone else is looking at your tattoo, they don't know what the meaning is. They don't know what that tattoo means to you. All they're looking at is what's in front of their eyes, which is a piece of art, or it certainly is nowadays, you know. And I think you've got to be mindful on what things look like to other people as well. I mean, some of the designs I get asked to do sometimes, you're just like, I know it's got a meaning for you, but for anybody else to look at, it's awful. So I think you have to consider that kind of thing when you're doing tattoos as well.
We've had a question. How can we get booked in with you?
You can email me direct at which is scientist@reborn.com. If you send me an email on there, you'll get an automatic response which explains to you how I work and how you can get booked in with me. If you just reply accordingly to that, then we can get chatting about getting your piece done.
And someone else has asked if you prefer working in colour or in black and grey, or...
I think I prefer colour. I like bright, I like bold. As you can see from my my very old school arm tattoos, even when I was young, I just wanted stuff bright and bold. So I've always been into my colour. I do like black and grey, don't get me wrong, I've got a few black and grey bits on me. Just had a nice colour piece done on my chest by my friend Damien Gorski, which you can see on my Instagram, so you know, I'm still getting colour tattoos myself.
Someone's asked if that's a Hawk machine.
It's a Cheyenne pen machine. It's not the Hawk, this one. Well, it's a pen, but I use the pen mainly, and I also use the Thunder and the Spirit, and I've got an original Hawk as well, but I tend to sort of just stick more to using the Cheyenne pen nowadays. For me, it's a little bit easier in the sense that you don't have to keep swapping machines, because this machine can pretty much do it all, you know.
Chris says beautiful piece.
Thank you very much.
And Todd's watching from North Bay, Ontario.
Hey. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you're enjoying what you're watching. I'm sure I've got a funny accent to some of you, but there's not a lot I can do about that.
Someone's mentioned that. Someone said you had a lovely voice. Someone else said you had a funny voice.
Yeah, a lot of Americans think I have a funny sounding voice.
Rob says you're smashing it.
Cheers, bro.
Jason says Instagram.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. You can find me on there at Ryan Smith Tattooist. You've got to make sure it's got Tattooist on the end notes. There's a couple of Ryan Smiths around in the industry. Like the big boss at Sullen, he's called Ryan Smith as well. It's a very good name to have, I think.
Kathy says she loves the accent.
Yeah, thanks, Kathy.
And Tina says you have a great voice.
Oh, thank you very much.
Val says beautiful shading. Someone's asked your opinion on trash poker. Would you combine trash poker with your style?
Yeah, I think it could be done, certainly with this sort of style. I mean, I used to do a lot of that sort of style as well. 3.5 years ago, I used to do quite a lot of the trash poker stuff. I love that style. Got quite a few friends who do that sort of style.
Jessie asks, what do you recommend for aftercare?
Well, I recommend Dermalyze and Hustle Butter at the moment for my aftercare. That's what I tell my clients. Use a mixture of the two. I find they get the best results. For me, anyway.
Zoom in a little bit. Show you guys a close-up now. Obviously it's a little bit shiny, but you get the idea. Someone else has asked for the ink names.
Oh, I'm using world
Secret
famous.
combo.
Yeah. Using world famous ink.
bits as well. Kevin says beautiful work.
Thank you very much.
Got a few more people, I think, just tuning in, asking how many hours.
We're on about 12 hours at the moment, over 2 days, 6 hours the first day. Lost a bit of time getting all the design drawn up on the body. We got all that done yesterday and then carried on today. About 6 hours in again now. Big old piece.
Norma says she loves this. Beautiful. Marvin says beautiful.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Olivier says magnifique.
If you look up in the status of this video as well, you'll also find my Facebook like page, which is Ryan the Scientist Smith. You can also find me on Instagram at Ryan Smith Tattooist. Feel free to go check out my work and give me a follow if you like what I do.
So how many different colours have gone into this?
We've got quite a few over here. It's about 14 different colours in this one, I think.
And you like to mix your own colours?
Yeah, I like to mix my colours as I'm working and stuff. I don't always. Sometimes you get those nice gradients off, just a few inks, but I do like to mix up in the pot and in the needle. And you always end up getting some real nice colours like that.
Scott asks, how long have you been tattooing?
Oh, a long time. Probably at least 4 years.
Joe says amazing work.
Thank you very much.
Someone says, only 4 years, are you sure?
Yeah.
And someone asks, what did you do before that?
I was a DJ and a music producer before this, and I very nearly became a lecturer at the university over here in England, teaching sound engineering and music production. And just as I was kind of getting prepped to get into that sort of career doing that at the university, my opportunity with the tattooing came up. And as I said earlier in the video, it's something I'd wanted to do for quite a few years beforehand, but was never really given the opportunities, and kind of waited 12 years from when I wanted to become a tattooist to actually getting the chance to be one. And I haven't stopped since that first opportunity come on. I've just gone for it. I've been in and around tattoos for a long time, about 20 years. Hanging out in shops and going to little shows and things. I got my first tattoo, 21, nearly 22 years ago now.
What was your first tattoo?
It was that beautiful eye on my arm.
Ah, someone asked about that.
Yeah. All my tattoos are pretty old school. They'll be different to what you can get nowadays. I've got a few current pieces. I've got a really nice piece on my leg from Toxic XLR, and I've got a really nice piece on my chest from Damien Gorski as well. Other than that, most of my stuff's quite old school tattoos, sort of flash tattoos that you used to walk in and pick off the shelf, off the wall. I'd like to get some more work done, some more current work, but unfortunately I'm always too busy doing everyone else's.
So you asked, do you tattoo yourself?
I have done in the past. I wouldn't do any more. It's not a good idea.
Advice from Ryan?
Yeah. Stay away, just tattoo to practice stuff.
Find a grapefruit.
Yeah, get a butternut squash out or some pig meat. Tattoo on that.
Chris says, great ink.
Thank you very much.
Jennifer says hi. Hi Ryan.
Hi. Who's that?
Jennifer.
So guys, would you like to see me do more work in this style, or you prefer it when I do my normal sort of stuff? Anyone who follows me regularly knows that I like mixing things up and fusing styles and techniques and together. I don't like to be too limited. I like to try and innovate all the time, do lots of new, fresh stuff. If you look through my Instagram, you probably see quite a few tattoos you'll find quite fresh and different. My Instagram is Ryan Smith Tattooist, if you're not already on there. Go and have a look, see what you think. Give it a like or follow. We've got a bit of a cover up going on up here with these 3 black paint splodges.
I didn't realise those were there.
Yeah, these are 3 are a cover up, so I'm just kind of spreading the love of these paint splatters around a bit so that they don't look that obvious. You don't really notice them.
Kathy said she'd like to see more of your work in any style.
Thank you very much. You can keep together and up to date with me on my Instagram, or my Facebook page is linked up in the top of this video. Also my studio is linked up in the top of this video as well. So you can go and check out my Facebook page and the Facebook page of my studio that I work in. And keep up together with all of us on there. Go give us a follow.
Someone asked, what's your drive? What keeps you doing it?
What's my drive? I don't know.
It's a big question.
It is a big question. I'm very driven. I'm a lot more driven than most I know. I don't have a lot of time off. I work a hell of a lot. I'm always busy, up to lots of different things. But I don't know. I mean, just a continued effort to keep innovating with our industry and keep trying to develop new things. And you know, I really care about our industry because I think it's a fantastic industry to be in. And yeah, I guess I just want to make a bit of a difference within the industry. I guess want to make my mark. I want other tattooists and stuff to sort of respect what I'm doing, I guess. And I don't know, number one is make my parents proud, I guess. That's an important thing for me. I was a bit of a rogue when I was younger, so that last one's quite important to me. Well, I think we're going to take a cigarette break there. I hope you've all enjoyed watching me go live this afternoon. I will be putting a video up of this one later once I've finished it up, so you can all get on there and check it out. I'll put it up on the Instagram magazine page. I'll also put it up on my Instagram over the next 48 hours. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed my little live session. I'll let you have another look at the tattoo before we head off.
Perfect.
We'll get the client to stand up quickly so you can see it in a stood up position as well. So yeah, I hope you've liked it, guys. So yeah, go give us a follow and see you all soon. Cheers.